Hi, welcome back to the channel. Hysteria Projects. Hope you're doing well, having a wonderful day. General message, please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Whoever you are, you're trying to manifest some strength here, okay? You're trying to manifest some courage. Also, whoever this message is for could really like to smoke weed. So, smoke some weed. Take a minute, just relax, okay? Sit with yourself for a moment, all right? Because the way that this is coming out, the way that this is coming across is that you have all the strength and you have all the courage you need already, okay? You might, in fact, just be psyching yourself out, doing the opposite, okay? You do have that strength. You do have the courage, okay? Sit in silence, turn off the TV, turn off the radio, light up a blunt, just sit there for a little bit, okay? Just, I don't know, watch the sky or traffic or something, take it how it resonates, but you're being guided to kind of have a moment of stillness. Yeah, you're thinking of too many things. You got too much going on, and you're wanting to travel. You're wanting to go somewhere. You're wanting to take flight. This could be literally, you feel like, I'm going to say you feel like your head is in the clouds. I really, though, feel like that might be projected onto you. You could be listening to people's opinions or, bouncing feedback off of people, and it could be, psyching you out a little bit, like your head's in the clouds. Yeah. I feel like you're getting negative feedback about you wanting to do this, and this could be something very big for you. This could be something that would put you in the spotlight. This could be something that has a lot of potential possibilities come out of it. The universe is supporting you here. And I say the universe because it's God, angels, your ancestors, everything, you're very supported. And you're supported to push through and keep going, even though you're getting this feedback from people, like it's a bad idea, or this could go wrong, or that could go wrong. Tune that out. That could be a lot of what this silence is, the sitting with yourself for a moment. Tune that shit out, because you're being guided to go towards this, to move forward. You're being supported here. You're protected. Some of this could just be, people hanging on to you. I mean, I hate to say it that way, them, if they're not really being supportive on you going on this trip or going to pursue whatever this is for you, it could just be because they want, misery loves company, right? You got to be strong. You got to be courageous. Step out there. This trip is going to be very transforming. It really is. And also what's coming through is it's not going to be this chaos that I feel like you're creating in your head with possible scenarios. You're being protected. You're going to be okay. There is a sense of community here. And this could be community in a spiritual sense. This could be community physically, you know. But this is something that you really want. This is something that your heart desires, you know. And this is going to transform you. This is going to transform your appearance even. Your appearance has something to do with this, you know, connecting. Things are going to be smoother than I think what you're envisioning, okay? It's like you're almost helping to create a trap to get yourself stuck in the mental space, you know, to not pursue this. Your head is not in the clouds. Hang on, card's flying. All right. You're being told to take this jump, you know? It takes courage to jump off the top of a cliff into the water, right? And follow me for a second. See how fast this water is rushing? That's like a lot of chaos. You know, you being at the top of this cliff right here, that is scary. You know, what if you jump and water goes up your nose and you drown? You know, what if you belly flop? What if you hit a rock? There's a lot of potential negative what ifs here. But what if you dove in head first and everything was fine and you wind up in just this very calm, beautiful water, getting to look back at this beautiful waterfall that you couldn't see because you were up there? All right? You have the courage to do this. You have the courage to take this leap. And I'm not sure what this trip pertains to, you know, but I am getting that it's not going to be nearly as chaotic as you think, or that people around you are making you believe. Okay? There is calmness and happiness and transformation and connection that is going to come out of this. And this could be, you know, you could be flying to go see somebody. I'm not sure. You could be flying to go take a vacation. I keep saying flying. This doesn't have to necessarily mean, you know, you hopping on an airplane and going across the ocean. Although that's a big vibe here, okay? But this could just mean, you know, in general, taking off and taking a step in a direction of following your heart, you know, something that you want to do. Regardless of what people around you are saying, this is something that you want, that you're passionate about. Flying, okay? Somebody is going to get on an airplane and fly across the ocean. Alright? And don't take no weed on the plane, okay? It'd be a bad move. But, you know, with this child card here, I don't know if you have a child, if you have responsibilities. You know, you may. And of course you have to take care of your responsibilities. You know, that might be why you got a lot of things juggling in your head and, you know, trying to figure things out and people trying to talk you out of it. But best believe where there's a will, there's a way. You know, there are plenty of people that are out here and they follow their dreams and they, you know, travel to one country for a few days and come back home and, you know, take care of their family and everything. You know, like some people have jobs that's just the normal. You know, so it's not that if you have children, whatever this is impossible, okay? Pursue your dreams. You're being protected. Your family will be protected. You know, ignore all the chaos and all the hearsay, go within. You're being told to really just take a moment of silence. What do you really think? Forget what someone told you. Forget about their opinions. What do you feel? What do you think? Talk to God. Talk to the angels. Talk to whoever it is that you talk to that you can't physically see, okay? Ask questions. It's like you're creating this web to keep yourself stuck. Things might seem chaotic right now, especially just in the mental process of thinking about this. This could have a lot of moving pieces to it, is what it feels like. But again, if you take that leap of faith, if you go towards what you're being guided towards, there's going to be a calmness. And there's going to be transformation, too, that comes along with this. You're going to have... I'm getting a whole new appearance, a whole new community. Quit listening to what other people tell you. These people's opinions are nothing but opinions. And right now, you don't need other people's opinions about what is best for you and for your life. You know what's best for you. Go within. Ask for a sign. Tune out all of this noise. What is it that you really want? What is it that your heart really desires, It seems like your heart is desiring to hop on a plane and go take this trip. If that's what your heart is desiring, that's what you should do. You feel like, how do I do that? You're going to have to take a leap of faith. Sometimes we don't have all the answers. We don't have everything figured out. But when we take that leap of faith and we actually have that faith, that we trust that everything is going to work out, you'd be amazed at what works out. You might be feeling very exhausted right now. But at the same time, think about all of the feedback that you're getting from people around you about this as well. Is it a lot of negative feedback? Because that's just adding to your own exhaustion. Tune out the noise, okay? Do what's best for you. Whatever that may be. If you decide that what is best for you and best for your family is to not take this trip, or to take this trip and take your family, do what you're being guided to do. What your heart is telling you to do. What the signs are guiding you to do, because you are being guided. You are being protected. And one of the things here is that, Spirit wants you to know that you can take this leap of faith. You can take this jump, because they have your back. They're going to protect you. They have a bird's eye view. They can see the beautiful things that would come out of this. They're not where you're at and at the top scared to jump, So it's going to require a leap of faith, even if you don't have everything worked out, even if you don't have the answers. Part of that leap of faith is to continue to have that faith that everything will work out. Final message is count all of your blessings, even the small ones. Show gratitude and appreciation for all that you have in your life and all that has yet to come into it. Your best days are still ahead of you. Isn't that a wonderful thought? Isn't it? Stop listening to everybody else. Start listening to yourself. All right, smoke that blunt. Tune out, everyone. I hope this message helped. Till next time. Bye.